Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me again for my monthly Bookclubs TBR game. If you're new here, hi, my name is Cece and I'm combining my love for books and reading and traditional booktube videos with my journey to van life. So my focus in the coming months is to read as much of my physical books that I own because I need to get rid of most of them. So this game works as follows. First, I'm going to fish for a duck, and that duck will determine a category, and then I'm going to pick a card, which then will give me a prompt, and then I have to pick a book that fits both the category and the prompt. Yellow for out of my comfort zone. That includes things like romance books, horror, or nonfiction, short stories, anything that I'm not so keen on in general. Green stands for an arc. I have a list of arcs that I really need to get to, and I need to prioritize that a little bit, even though I want to get rid of my physical books. Green also determines the length and the amount of books that I'm going to pick, because as soon as I pick 2 green and at least 5, the game is over. So if I'm really unlucky, I don't pick 2 green at all, and it gets to like 20-25 books, or I pick 2 green within the first 5 picks and it's only 5 picks. Orange is for fantasy, which is one of my favorite genres. The other one of my favorite genres is historical fiction, which is purple. Then I have another favorite, which is sci-fi and ethnofuturism, which is black. And then we have red for anything contemporary. So in theory, we can have thrillers, can have romance, anything that plays in the now is contemporary. So basically I have to read all the books in one color category to complete my challenge. If I do not do that for that specific color, there's a punishment where I pretty much have to go out into the world and complete a challenge, which I'm then vlogging in, and you can see in my punishment videos, which I know a lot of you love seeing the most. So make sure to check these out. And the books that you see on the side here, you probably recognize a lot of them. I haven't been reading a lot in April at all. My April was probably one of the worst reading months since I started my booktube, for very, very real life reasons. First, I was on a business trip and it started out really good with me reading 2 books on the flight there. But on the flight, I developed a gastritis and I was not able to concentrate on reading while being in pain, and being on a business trip and all of that completely put me into a reading slump. And then when I got back, I was getting ready after a heavy week of concentrating on work. I was so determined to get back into reading with using the paint by numbers painting, which you can see in a video that I used as trying something new as a punishment. And okay. But then on Friday, my dad was admitted to the hospital and he died on Saturday morning. So believe me, I did not have the capacity to think about reading after hearing that message. And I really wasn't in the mind of reading at all. My grieving process pretty much consisted of singing a song a gazillion times and singing it in a studio, getting the music done, getting a karaoke version done between Saturday and Friday, when the funeral was, to be able to sing it live to him. It meant so much to me to sing it to him before he was, as the process of saying goodbye, for many, many reasons. And then also editing a video along with it. Which you can see on my channel. And I totally would appreciate it if you go to that video, maybe watch it, see my wonderful dad, and light a candle in the comments. All right. So I haven't been reading at all. Let's get started. Let's start with a pink one. We're starting with black. Sci-fi ethnofuturism, and the challenge we're going with is less than 250 pages. Ooh, okay. Ooh. For this one, I'm going to pick This Is How You Lose a Time War. It's on my TBR for the Spilling Tea Book Club, and I believe that it is the first science fiction that we're reading in this book club. One of my favorite book clubs. The discussions are always amazing. The two hosts are amazing. I'm going to link them somewhere. They are definitely down in the description box of like every single video of mine these are all the book clubs that I follow. But yeah, definitely check them out. They're amazing content creators. Although I think Ryan is more active on Instagram, Bookstagram. But anyways, check them out. Amazing book recommendations. And I love that book club. So yeah, I think that works perfectly for that pick. All right, pick number 2. Let's pick a yellow one. Black again. So another ethnofuturism or sci-fi. What do we have on that pile? So we have the Parable of the Sower and Children of Time and the Obelisk. I don't know if that's more sci-fi or fantasy. I would have to check. And then Golden Sun. So there's quite a few up there. Now let's make the prompt fit one of these. Buzzword of the month. Okay, let's check out. The buzzword of the month is, I think Kayla by Books and Lala created that, and there's like for every month there's a buzzword that they're using to do a read-along, readathon, or whatever it is called. But basically I'm just using that buzzword whenever it comes up in my prompt card. So the April buzzword is little or big. Any word similar to these, like giant, tiny, small, huge. Okay. Okay, I think I have one. It's a little bit of a stretch, but we're gonna take it because I have been searching for a while now. Let me get it. So, you might recognize the cover, but not the title. This is The City We Became by Anke Jemisin. And in German, it's called Die Wächterinnen von New York, which translates to the guardians, like the female word of guardians of New York. And the series is called The Great Cities, which is the only, like, I put into Goodreads and limiting myself to my wish list, my books that I own, and the books that I own in like digital form. I used all the words that describe sizes to search in there, and nothing came up that was sci-fi or ethnofuturism. So I don't know if I just need more sci-fi ethnofuturism on my list or in my books that I own, but I own a lot. It's just, it doesn't work with this buzzword potentially. If you know a good sci-fi or ethnofuturism book with a descriptive word for size, please put it down in the comments, because I will put it onto my list for whatever, like I will find a way to make up for it. But I really want to read this anyways. This was sent to me by the publisher and I need to review it, and I am dying to read more Anke Jemisin anyways, so we're choosing this. Let's continue on with pick number 3. You come at me like strong. All right. Green, the first green. Okay, what prompt do we have to complete? Let's be something interesting. Friend picks a prompt. Okay, who do we have? So, Jen picked a book that I want to read at night. So maybe something like cozy, or something where you want to cuddle into your bed, or something that is a quick read, something that you want to like open up and then just pull an all-nighter, maybe something that's really gripping. So let's take a look at my arcs that I have to complete. Okay, so I have picked 2 that are in the closer selection. One is a horror mystery thriller, which I feel like kind of fits the wanna read it at night, wanna stay in bed and not get out of from under my blanket. It is called Ghoster by Jason Arnott, and I think it has something to be with like being ghosted on the mobile phone, and she was supposed to be moving in with her new boyfriend, Scott, but all she finds after relocating to Brighton is an empty apartment. Scott has vanished, his possessions have all disappeared, except for his mobile phone. Kate knows she shouldn't hack into Scott's phone. She shouldn't look at his Tinder, his calls, his social media, but she can't quite help herself. That's when the trouble starts. Strange whispering phone calls from numbers she doesn't recognize, scratch marks on the wall that she can't explain, and the growing feeling that she's being watched. Ugh, chills! I'm not a horror reader! Chills. Why did I want to read this book? Why did I request this arc? I do not know. And then the other one is way up more my alley, and it's called In Beta by Prescott Harvey, and this is much more of a gaming size geeks, small towns, science fiction. Jay and Colin are small town geeks. Senior year is nearly over and they're still as unpopular as ever. Everything changes when they discover a computer program called The Build, a pixel-perfect replica of their hometown. As the boys tweak its code, they find it can reshape the very laws of reality. With godlike power, they react as any teenager would, hacking high school to make it more awesome. But someone or something is watching. When the Build's creator catches Jay and Buddy making changes, he tracks them down and marks them for deletion. Thus begins an epic battle, and Jay and Colin's gaming skills are the only thing that stands between their town and its annihilation. I think that sounds like a perfect cozy in between comfort zone for me, and in between I'm cozying up to read a Disney what if type of movie, which I love. I love all these like switched people. I have an app that changes my reality in high school. I love these type of things, but it also gives it this little chill factor. Which one do we choose? Let's go for In Beta. I just feel like Ghoster might be a little bit too much for me right now, so pick number 4. I pick you. Coming at me, strong and sturdy. Purple, historical fiction. Okay, so this is color number 3. Maybe we can this time have a selection with not all the colors. We have lowest number of ratings on Goodreads. Okay, so for this, we're gonna go on Goodreads and we filter by number of ratings. Okay, what's the first? Obviously a lot of arcs come first. I think this When the Missouri Ran Red. That's great because I really wanted to read this. And last time I had it on my TBR, I didn't end up reading it. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm super hyped for this book. Okay, so the alternative would be Corgidora, which is the first historical fiction that I don't have as an arc. Okay, stop. But yeah, let's go with When the Missouri Ran Red. Let's pick another yellow. Black, another black. We're going sci-fi Afrofuturism heavy. And we are doing super hyped for it. Yay! Okay, super hyped for it. We can actually do here. I am super hyped for Children of Time, and I am super hyped for Parable of the Sower, and I'm super hyped for the Obelisk Gate. So what do we do now? I'm super hyped for all of them. Let's pick a random number between 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to go with generate, and it says 2. So it is Children of Time. Next, duck. I'm gonna go with you back here. Did I see that right? Did I see that right? Damn, it's yellow! I was hoping we could go without a yellow. Out of my comfort zone with one word title. We could go Ghoster again. The horror that I just said I'm not ready for. Not Hologrammatica. What about this one? Hologrammatica. It's a science fiction thriller. It's a German book. which could, with a little bit of a stretch, be considered out of my comfort zone, because I do prefer reading in English, and I very rarely find a German author that I like, and I'm very suspicious or very hesitant to read German authors. Not because they have bad writing, it's just that their style of writing, the style just differs to my taste so much. I'm not used to the written language is so different to the spoken language. In German, it feels a lot more formal, is not the right word, but flowery, and it just feels like much more descriptive than the spoken language, and feels odd and weird, and it just doesn't flow with me. It's not that German authors can't write, it just feels uncomfortable to me. So maybe that's a good one. Countryside, Rain Time, they're all within my comfort zone. Let's see if we find something else. Unwind, Anthem, all within my comfort zone. I don't know if that's considered a one-word title. So in German, a lot of the movies and a lot of adaptations from the English pop culture, we keep the English title and then we have a subtitle that explains the title. It's just a thing. So you would have something like Jurassic Park, and then a subtitle in German, Where the Dinosaurs Lived, or something like that. I mean, that's totally not like a real thing, how like the Jurassic Park thing, not how this is. Like, that's not something that happened for real for Jurassic Park with that exact line, but it happens with almost every title for movies. Basically, mainly because the assumption is that the German viewer doesn't understand the English title, and to make sense of the English title but not to completely change the title, that's kind of a habit that is established in German culture. So I have this book that is written by a German author, but that also sometimes they choose to continue that tradition or that like habit because it has become ingrained into the German culture as a thing to have this title and then like a subtitle. So here's the book called Superior, Das dunkle Licht der Gaben, so the dark light of the skills, more of like a gift, the dark light of the gift. This could be considered a one-word title. So Superior is not only by a German author as well, but it's also YA. So this is German as well, but this is also, I think, out of my comfort zone because this is also YA fantasy, and I have a feeling that this will either go creepy, weird, romancy. I feel like the German market is even like stronger in that area where, like stronger from like a presence in that area that I don't like in YA. I think that this, yeah, let's go with this. I've been talking about this for long enough. I think that Hologrammatica is potentially out of my comfort zone as well, but not as much as this. And this is the first one-word title that came up that I feel like is really something that would be out of my comfort zone. Pick number 7. Okay. Let's go with you. Black again! Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, we can do black again. This is the 4th sci-fi ethnofuturism on my list, and well, I still have a couple that are already on my TBR, so get me excited about reading again, please. Okay, what are we doing here? Lowest number of ratings on Goodreads. No! No, 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 no. If you want to know why I'm screaming no, it's mainly because I do not think that the books that I have on my list already would qualify for this prompt. Number of ratings. And do we want to eliminate from this the arcs that just have a low number of ratings because pre-release or soon to be released? Maybe this is the time to, I don't know if this would be considered, well, this is not ethnofuturism. This is just like, this has nothing to do with ethnofuturism. Eating While Black, food shaming and race in America, I find super interesting. The premise of the book I find super interesting, and I'm really excited to read this, but I don't think it has anything to do with ethnofuturism. So the lowest number of ratings, reverse, the first one that comes up with sci-fi ethnofuturism is Born Equal. And while I'm super excited to read this, if I am not completely mistaken, this is a huge book. So this book is like 500 pages. And I already have so many massive books on my TBR. I think the next one is Raubzug des Phönix. I think this is a dystopian, so like sci-fi as well. It doesn't say. Yeah, it's a dystopian. It's also 400 pages. Born Equal, it has only 16 ratings because I got it as an ARC and it's not, I think it just hasn't been promoted at all. Don't even see any ratings on Amazon, and I feel like I need to read this book finally. And then the next one has only 27 ratings because it's German, and obviously if a book is German it automatically gets lower ratings if it has not been translated because the audience is much lower, and I feel like the English speaking community is much more active on Goodreads. So should I go with Born Equal only or Raubzug des Phönix? Should I go with the Afrofuturism that desperately needs some time on the screen and desperately needs to be talked about? Hopefully, I'm assuming it's good. But I might struggle getting into. Or should I go with the German one, a dystopian that feels much more within my realm of what I know to read, where it doesn't take me a lot to get into, and that has 100 less pages and feels like less of a commitment in terms of wanting to do right by the book and taking the time to really honestly absorb it on a deeper level. Please put down in the comments if I should go for Born Equal only or what's the translation of the title? The Raid of the Phoenix. So should I go with Born Equal only or Raid of the Phoenix? Let me know in the comments. And yeah. Also, Born Equal only I have as an ARC, and Raid of the Phoenix I have as a physical book. So I need to get rid of my physical books. I want to lower the amount of ARCs that are in my pipeline and haven't been read. So 2 reasons too. Next, Duck. And we're going for another yellow. Yay! Let a friend pick for you. Okay, so let a friend pick for you means we're going to go into my collection of videos that other people have sent me where they have picked a book according to one of the genres that I can choose from. So I don't have to go and harass any of my friends to send me a video right now because I just filmed this. If you want to pick a book for me for any of the genres or for all of the genres, please send me a video. I need more to create that database of books that I can pick from. And pretty much what you would just need to do is record yourself telling me what book to read that you picked for me, and maybe a few sentences either about the book or why you want me to read it. And then send it to me with a label what genre it is and your name or like your screen name. You can also obviously say what your name is and your socials in the video, but just send that to me and I would love to put it into the database of books that I could potentially pick for this prompt, let a friend pick for you, because I always do not have enough books to go in there. I have currently 2, 4, 6, 7 only in here, and out of these 7, I'm not even covering all of the categories anymore. So if you want to send me a video for each category or even more than one, please. Okay, so this is the video. Okay.
Hey CC, it's Steph from Coffee Over Apples with a recommendation. This category is for a horror, which I think is outside of your comfort zone. So I'm giving you something short in order to kind of like ease your way into it. I hope you like this. We have Prosper's Demon by KJ Parker. Very short. I think this is like literally less than 100 pages of a novella. To me, this is a dark horror comedy. There's a little bit of gore, so prepare yourself for that. But it's basically following an exorcist who doesn't like his job. I mean, I really can't tell you more than that because I don't want to give it away. But think Constantine, if you've seen that movie. That's what I keep comparing it to in order for people to kind of understand the flow and pacing of it, or the sarcasm, I guess, in a way. I hope that you enjoy this, and I'm looking forward to your thoughts. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, Steph. This is an awesome recommendation. That actually sounds really like I would enjoy. But also now I don't have anything for out of my comfort zone anymore. So if you have a horror, romance, short story collection, nonfiction book that you would like to recommend, please send me a video. Awesomeness. Okay, next duck. I'm ready to call it quits. We could pick a green now, please. You look like a strong little ducky. Not tilting over. And we're black again. All right. And we are doing cultural background other than my own, which fits ethnofuturism perfectly, and some of the other sci-fis that I have on my pile most likely as well. But I think that Parable of the Sower pretty much fits this. The Obelisk Gate absolutely fits this. And I probably have more on my list, but why not pick one of those we have there already? Let's go for Parable of the Sower. I'm so excited for this one, and I'm happy to get it into my TBR game. Purple, another historical fiction. Yeah, we already got one historical fiction. At this time, we did not have any fantasy and not have any contemporary. I'm hoping that I'm not jinxing it. Joker! Yay! Okay, what was it again? Purple Joker. That's cool. So the Joker means that I can pick literally anything. Let's see what we have. So, historical fiction. I think with the Spanish Daughter is historical fiction on this one. I don't know if The Roughest Draft. I think that's probably more out of my comfort zone. I think that might be a romance book. But The Spanish Daughter, I'm pretty sure. Lorena Hughes. Yeah, it's historical fiction. So we're taking that one. We're taking The Spanish Daughter, which is a Once Upon a Book Club book. One of the last ones that I'm going to get, because as soon as I'm moving into my van or potentially moving somewhere else, because things are happening in my life. So yeah, I'm not going to be getting the Once Upon a Book Club once I move out of this home. So this might be one of the last ones, and I'm really excited about it. So let's go with that. So this is 10 picks already. So we're going up on pick number 11. Yes, I like myself a strong duck that does not show me the color on the bottom. Yellow. So yellow, please give me a good prompt. A paperback. So, and out of my comfort zone, that is a paperback. So we can go either American Psycho, which is a horror, or we can go The Roughest Draft, which is a romance, and is a Once Upon a Book Club book as well. Let's see. I mean, I love the cover, but I always seem to love like chick lit romancy covers, and then I hate what they're about. They were co-writing literary darlings until they hit a plateau that turned their lives upside down. Oh my gosh. 3 years ago, Katrina Freeling and Nathan van Huysen, my God, why do you have to pick names like that? Were the brightest literary stars on the horizon, their co-written book topping bestseller lists, but on the heels of the greatest success, they ended their partnership on bad terms for reasons neither would divulge to the public. They haven't spoken since and never planned to, except they have one final book due on contract. Is this supposed to be like enemy to lovers in like a cheesy way? Facing a crossroads in their personal and professional lives, they're forced to reunite. The last thing they ever thought they'd do again is hole up in the tiny Florida town where they wrote their previous book, trying to finish a new manuscript quickly and painlessly. Working through the reason they've hated each other for the past 3 years isn't easy, especially not while writing a romantic novel. while passion and prose push them closer together in the Florida heat. Katrina and Nathan will learn that relationships like writing sometimes take a few rough drafts before they get it right. It already sounds so extremely cheesy. I'm sorry if I'm offending any like romance readers. I totally get that there's a space for this, but just that space does not include me at all. I'm gonna try. But honestly, if I give a book an honest try and DNF it, I count it as completed. Okay. Now it's time for green. Please. It's time for green. It really is. Okay. Now if this is black again, there's something wrong with the ducks that can be upright. Yeah. No, I think I'm just picking the ones that are floating upright. There's some that float upright more naturally, I feel like. It's actually not true, is it? Not true. I picked black again. I'm trying to talk myself out of having to do this, as you can tell, but stop cheating! Stop cheating! These are way too many picks and you're gonna have to live with it. And I mean, we did pick a few that were already on my TBR, but let's pick another that's already on my TBR. More than 500 pages. We can do that with sci-fi ethnofuturism. So what do we still have? The Golden Sun, which is 439. We have the Obelisk Gate, which is probably a lot less too. I'm pretty sure the Children of Time has more than 500. 556. Let's check the list that I have up here. Project Hail Mary has under 500 pages. Are you serious? 476? Okay, so Children of Time was sci-fi and being super hyped for it. Let's switch. For 500 pages, we'll take Children of Time. And then we can use the Obelisk Gate or Project Hail Mary or super hyped for it. Because that's true. It's totally true. We'll just do a little switcheroo. Okay. Okay, next duck. Please let this be green. I really need this to be green. Yellow. Oh! Oh! So I think the only other yellow that's on my list is American Psycho. Oh, I do have more nonfiction on my list. Please, 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 please. From my top shelf. No, we're not doing that because I don't have Out of My Comfort Zone on my top shelf right now. I think I actually do. Crapperoni! So if you don't know that, I have a physical shelf in my home that I call my top shelf, where I put pretty books or books that I somewhat hyped to read. And since starting this TBR game and creating this little card, I have tried to make sure that there's always something from every genre or every category. It's not strictly genre, it's a category, right? On there. So of course I do have Out of My Comfort Zone on there. So let's see what I have out of my comfort zone that we can pick from. All right, so this is all that I got on my top shelf that I would consider out of my comfort zone. I have I Am Pilgrim, which has been recommended by James Masters. Check out my Spike tag if you haven't seen it, where James Masters is actually recommending a couple of books, and this is one of them. And this is strictly speaking a thriller, which I usually don't read, but I think that this could potentially be a page turner, and I would love to read this. But also 800 and something pages. So this is definitely a no, but I could potentially consider this out of my comfort zone because I don't read a lot of thrillers. Then we have 400 Souls, which is a nonfiction, a community history of African America, which I find super interesting, but also I think that this is going to be too complex for me to read in a month. And I kind of want to spread this out, even though it's only like 400 and something pages. This is just something that you don't read like a nonfiction book, that you don't read like a fiction book where you just go through. And yeah, this I think needs more brain time and absorption and just letting it sit and understand and everything, and read slowly over a couple of months. Then we have a chick lit, The Bergdorf Blondes, which could be a potential I just like the cover, and I got it real cheap. And sometimes I do like me some chick lit, but I usually like it more in like Disney movies or something. Then I've picked up The Vegetarian, which strictly speaking might not be out of my comfort zone in terms of the genre, but because this is going on about an eating disorder, I think that this could very easily be out of my comfort zone because this is just facing things. And I think I'm ready for it. I would never choose a book because of a prompt that I'm not ready for in terms of like triggering or that's too horror or something. And I'm always ready to put it down and DNF if it's getting too much. But I think this is still pushing me out of my comfort zone a little bit. But I'm also heard so much amazing things that I really want to read it. Out of my comfort zone because it's nonfiction. And strictly speaking, nonfiction oftentimes is outside of my comfort zone. But then I also love nonfiction sometimes, but it's a very specific nonfiction that I love, and I can't tell before reading it. This one has been recommended by a person that I really truly admire, and I find is one of the smartest people that I've seen and like met on like social media. And they said that this is one of the best books that they've read. 10 Reasons We're Wrong About the World and Why Things Are Better Than You Think. I think that this would be amazing to dive into. I'm super pumped about this, but also this feels less out of my comfort zone than these two right now, but it also has only like 300-ish pages. We have a romance, super fake love song, which I have attempted to read a gazillion times what it feels like, and we really need to read this or DNF this already. 300 something pages, you're in as well. And then we have Anna K, a love story. Again, just a romance, automatically is out of my comfort zone. 380 pages. And this book took a beating simply by standing on my bookshelf, like on my top shelf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do a random generator again. And generate, and it's 1. The Bergdorf Blondes, it is. Yay. Next duck. Please let it be green. 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 This has worked in the past. It's tilting. It's tilting. It's tilting. Okay, let me pick you. Let me pick you. Let me pick you. Okay. And we have yellow. Yay. What else do we have to do with out of my comfort zone? You want me to fail, TBR game. You want me to fail today, right? Hyped on Booktube. The out of my comfort zones that I still have on my list is American Psycho, This Is How to Stay Alive, How Long Till Black Future Month, and The Splendid and the Vile. I haven't seen American Psycho being hyped on Booktube at all, probably because it's old, and oftentimes, usually, old books don't get hyped. How Long Till Black Future Month, I feel like I've seen a lot. Would I consider it hyped? Potentially not. Do I see other books that are hyped that I would consider out of my comfort zone as well that are not on the list? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. But I really don't want to add to this because this is long and I need to be kind to myself. So I'm going to choose How Long Till Black Future Month. Please tell me if you consider this as being hyped on Booktube. So we're up to pick 15. Okay. Please be green, 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 please be green. Yellow. No! No. Okay. Okay. Oh. Please at least give me a good prompt. Fudge. Kid-friendly words to say that I'm not happy. A new to me author. Okay, yes, we can do that. I am very, very, very confident that I have never read something by this author. Next duck. This one's so tilted it doesn't want to go on my ducky. Purple. No additional ones, please. Multiple point of views. Oh, that's hard. A lot of historical fiction has a back then and a now timeline. So potentially this could be from the point of view of Fleetwood Shuttleworth. What type of name is Fleetwood Shuttleworth? Oh my gosh. Okay. But then by chance Fleetwood crosses paths with Alice Gray, a young midwife. So potentially that's two different point of views, but not guaranteed. And then Circus of Wonder. It's 1860s England. Okay, good. We have chapters that have names as titles, which definitely is different points of views. Yes. Jasper, Toby, Nell, Jasper. Yes, this is definitely different points of view. So, Circus of Wonders, it is. An addictive novel about power, fame, and a love that is threatened by a terrible secret. Don't let this be overpowered by a love story. Please! Step up. In 1860s England, circus mania is sweeping the nation. Crowds jostle for a glimpse of the lion tamers, the dazzling trapeze artists, and most thrilling of all, the so-called human wonders. When Jasper Jupiter's Circus of Wonders pitches its tent in a poor coastal town, the life of a young girl changes forever. Sold to the ringmaster as Leopard Girl because of the birthmarks that cover her body, Nell's utterly devastated. Ooh, that sounds deep. And that could potentially have some triggers for, like, the body shaming and body image parts. If done well, this could be really good. As she grows close to the other performers, she finds herself enchanted by the astonishing freedom of the circus and by her own role as the Queen of the Moon and Stars. Nell's fortune very quickly begins to glitter, and with it a chance for Jasper to realize his dreams of a world renown. But what happens when her fame eclipses his, when even Jasper's loyal brother, Toby, becomes captivated by Nell? It sounds a little bit confusing now. No longer the quiet flower picker, Nell knows her own place in the world, and she will fight for it. Okay. A gorgeously wrought exploration of celebrity power and belonging. This is a historical novel unlike any other, with an unforgettable heroine at its heart. That sounds really good. So I think if I haven't miscounted, we're at pick number 17. And so I think the most that I've ever had is 18. So this is 17. We're getting close to my highest number of picks ever, I think. Be green. Yes, it's green! Yes, pick number 17 is green! After this recording, I need a break. I need a serious break. I think I've been recording forever. And with green, we're doing... Not so sure about it anymore. Okay, we can do that. Especially with arcs that I had requested a while ago. And then your reading taste changes. Synopticon 2021, because that's like a short story collection. What about Wild at Heart? Wild at Heart is one that I quite recently got because I'm drawn to anything that has to do with like through hiking and this like rural camping experience and anything Pacific Northwest. And Wild at Heart kind of gave me that vibe. It plays on stretches of the PCT, the Pacific Crest Trail. So, Pacific Coast Trail. It says Pacific Coast Trail. Does it have both names, or did the author not do their research right? The PCT through Washington State is called Pacific Crest Trail, right? Yeah, when I search for Pacific Coast Trail, it literally gives me Pacific Crest Trail. And especially through the state of Washington, it does not. It doesn't ever go along the coast. I mean, strictly speaking, it goes through like coast states, but it's not a coast trail whatsoever. Okay, this gives me so bad vibes that I'm like, I'm really not sure about this book anymore, because the only reason I was picking this, even though it screams romance, like the series is called Wild Love. It's screaming romance so badly, but I saw PCT and I was like, yay, gimme! I don't care if it's out of my comfort zone. Has this person actually researched this enough for me to find some enjoyment? We don't know yet, but we will. So, this is it. These are the 17 picks that I have to complete in April. Please wish me luck that I'm going to find my joy of reading again, that some of these books will help me get back into reading. Potentially I'm going to sort the reading order by length of book. That approach really helped me complete my best month last year. So I think that's a good strategy potentially. Maybe I'm just going to prioritize audiobooks and try to choose the method of drawing while listening to an audiobook to get it back into the zone. I think that's a good strategy. And yeah, wish me luck. I really do want to read them all. But with all the changes that are coming in my life and all the things that I need to get done, like getting my van ready, getting rid of all the things that I own. I don't know how much time I'm actually gonna have, like full on reading, but I want to try. So yeah, wish me luck. I'm going to be posting my full list on Goodreads. The link is down below on April 1st. And if you want to buddy read any of these, or if you want me to vlog any of these, let me know. I'm actually thinking about turning one of the punishments into having to vlog a book of your choosing, like a reading vlog of a book of your choosing. This is it for today. I hope that you enjoyed this long ass video with way too many prompts, and thank you if you're still here. Put a little emoji in the comments, like a heart emoji maybe. If you're still here, I would love to know who actually watches these to completion, because this was long. So really, I thank you for just being here, creating a community, and all your comments under my dad's video have really helped me through the past week, a little bit over a week. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you on my channel again real soon. Until then, bye.
Just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving